My nails, got my nails, got my nails, got my nails back. Yeah. Got my nails, got my nails, got my nails back on a Thursday. Yeah. Listen to that snare drum, listen to that snare drum. I cut that bone. Listen to that snare drum, 'cause I got my nails back, I got my nails down, down, low. I'm such a silly girl, silly girl, silly girl, down, 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 my nails back, down, down, more, my nails back, I got my nails back, down, 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 baby, better, 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 down, better, better. Got my nails back. Got my nails back. Waiting to go live with you. I'm waiting to go live with you. I'm waiting to go live. Everybody, it's May 27th. It's another Thursday, and it's a lot of things happened on May 27th. It's coming up on Memorial Day weekend. It's Grandma Grace's birthday. Other birthdays are happening and have happened. We are in New Jersey, and we are in a satellite studio here, pretending to be in North Carolina, but we're really not, because we're really in New Jersey. Shh. Bye. Don't tell anybody now. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Can't tell if we're live. Why don't you pick up my phone and my headphones, which are waiting for you down there. Maybe someone could tell us if we're live. someone put it in the comments, please? Yeah, someone in the comments, tell me that you see this live. La Bataan gong back. Well, at least when you know you're in a venue, you know when you're on stage, you know it, you know you're no longer sitting in the green room, you know you're wrong, so that you're right. Oh, it's like we aren't here, but maybe we are somewhere here. Could be that we're caught in some internet vortex somewhere between Facebook and your eyes, but I don't really know. I don't really know how to talk about that stuff. Oh, what I know is that you will love to hear Andy McKee in a little bit of time. Oh, we got so much fun coming, yeah. Oh, it's another Thursday. Oh, and I just love this tuning. And in the meantime, my hand is cramping because those are like deep chords to hold for all that time. There's a really cool progression. 1 to 4 minor. 2, 3, 4. Hey everybody. Are we able to see if anybody's left any comments?
Well, I don't know if I'm live.
So we're just kind of figuring it out because we did a new thing this time. Of course, we actually made an event, and then we somehow linked that into the scheme of things when it comes to the trail and the path of getting live. So we could be live, and we're hoping that we're going to see you soon, and you'll see us soon. Yeah, so we got Andy McKee coming on in a few minutes. We have Kelly coming on with the weather today. And we have, I'm going to do a couple songs for you in this kind of really cool tuning. It's a 6/9 tuning. It's got a 6 and a 9 in it, is why I call it a 6/9 tuning. And it's actually tuned to a low C. And I got the capo on 2, so it means it's in the key of D.
Okay, I'm gonna just ditch this.
So, should I just keep going like we are live? Because maybe we are live. Or do we know we're not?
We are on YouTube. But we're not.
So we're, okay, so we're live on YouTube. And we're not really live on Facebook yet.
Okay, I'm gonna redo this.
So we're going to redo. And we will end up being live on Facebook very shortly. That's the way it goes sometimes. For the YouTubers, I'm going to do a little song called Impasa Nova. good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We apologize. And routing challenges today. Welcome to Thursday on the Porch. Lots of stuff going on today. We have a musical guest you will adore and love if you don't already adore and love, Andy McKee. Can't wait to bring him out. It's the next to the last show before we take a break. We're going to take a break, which will signify the end of season 1. So we've had 56, I think this is our 56th show. 56 shows, which is a long season. It's certainly longer than Saturday Night Live season. We're going to take a break for June. We're going to have one more show next week featuring Nate Lopez and his cool 8-string guitar. 8 strings? All right. And he only has 5 fingers on each hand, but he's got 8 strings. Go figure. And this is really cool. We're going to give away, finally, that M bass that I've been talking about for only a long time now. Gold Tone Music has been really generous enough with us to give us this cool little M bass that is so much fun to play, so easy to play, even if you're not a bass player, even if you're not a guitar player. And we're giving that away. So next week, we will place the names of everyone who has shared this live stream while it's live. This show and all the shows prior for the past month or 2 months about. I put your name in the little wheel, and however many times you've shared, that's how many times you go in the wheel. And we're going to pick a winner next week. So that's what's happening. Share today, live, share next week, and win. It's share, and win. Our June Guitar Cloud Symposium is really, really exciting. We've got 6 instructors. We've got about 14 modules. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of levels, a little above beginner, but medium, intermediate, large, extra large. Come on, you're welcome. It's a beautiful, beautiful community. So I invite you, check out the website, Guitar Cloud Symposium, check out what we're offering. There's also a July offering up, which is a deep dive into guitar heroes again. It's a second episode of that. And in August, I'm really excited to be hosting a Songwriters Summit. And that is all up on the website now. So check it out, please. Please. Happy birthday, because there's a lot of birthdays happening. 3 days ago was Bob Dylan's 80th. Oh, my God. Happy birthday, Bob. I know there's a lot of tributes going on all over the place, and internet and Facebook and Instagram. And I need to also say, on a more personal birthday level, happy birthday to Grandma Grace. Tay's Grandma Grace, Grace Anglin Hoyle, 100 in about 4 months. She would be 110 years old today. So I was trying to learn how to say centenarian. I think that's right, centenarian. I may be wrong. Someone who has lived 100 or more years. And then I learned today that if you live up to 110, you're actually called a super centenarian. So Grandma Grace would be a super centenarian. In her honor, a couple of things. But first of all, recipe. Grandma was an amazing cook, chef, whatever you want to call it. And there is now a book of her. This is taken from that book. It is a blackberry pie. I think you should take a screenshot and you should make that. We have blackberries about to burst soon, in a couple of weeks maybe, Tay, you think? A couple of weeks? So I'm going to be making a gluten dairy-free version. Sorry, Grandma. I know that's sacrilegious to you, but I will love it, love it, love it, love it. So mucho honor to Grandma Grace. And I'm going to play a song for Grandma Grace in a little while, but right now I am going to play a song written by Marvin Gaye in the 60s. Y'all know it. Sing along. Brother, far too many of you crying, but mother, far too many of you dying. We got to find a day. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. War is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. We got to find a way to bring some understanding today. Our picket signs, picket lines, don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah. But who are they to judge us? Well, just because our hair's too long, and we've got to find a way to bring some love and understanding today. A picket sign, picket line. To me, so you can see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, yeah. Well, down. What's going on? What is going on? First of all, my computer just turned off, and that's where all my notes are. That's what's going on. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Share this. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I want to honor everyone who has served. You know, I don't really believe in war as a way to solve problems, but I certainly honor and give gratitude to anyone who has served to help keep us peaceful. That sounds really weird. Anyone who has served to help our democracy. That's a deep topic, in which we're not going right now. So, gratitude. And what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about, again, a family member of ours. Some of you who know us and know Tay, you know Uncle Nano, otherwise known as Don Lucero. And Don is a veteran of World War II, and he was there in the Philippines. Please read about it, Bataan. There are links in the video wherever it shows up. But yeah, it's a really amazing story, and I'm going to read you just a little bit about our Nano. And I put on my little glasses first of all. Uh, so Nano, or Don, I always call him Nano, it was his nickname. World War II U.S. Army veteran, triple POW, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient. Don Lucero escaped the surrender of Bataan with the 200th Doyle Decker and Clinton Wolf. These guys were all out of New Mexico. Together for many weeks, the men finally went their separate ways, and Nano remained a fugitive in the jungle for the next 3 years. Now that's got a million stories in it. Amazing. As for surviving in the jungle, Don said, God gives you brains whether you want them or not, I guess. You can, if you know him, you can kind of picture him saying that. There's a link to a book called Beyond Courage by Dorothy Cave, which gives a lot of detail about the Bataan March and that group of men who served, men and women, and also with some details about Don's journey. At one point in the jungle, a Filipina, Ramona Romero, found Lucero stricken with malaria and nursed him back to health. The two married and had a child, and Ramona accompanied, this is a very brief story, Ramona accompanied Don back to New Mexico in June 1945. However, she and their son returned to the Philippines in January of 46. Doyle Decker's son found Nano Lucero's name on a website while doing some research for his book, On a Mountainside, another great book. With the help of Rick Padilla at the Bataan Memorial Military Museum, he was able to connect with Nano Lucero in Maine. A year later, a woman also visiting that same website saw a posting by Doyle Decker. She contacted him and wondered if Nano Lucero might be her grandfather. With Decker acting as a go-between, it was determined that Lucero was indeed her grandfather by a daughter that he never knew he had. So when his wife went back with their son to the Philippines, she was pregnant, and he did not know. There are many more crazy stories in this man's life, but anyway, he met his daughter when she was 57 years old, which is almost 20 years ago. On Valentine's Day 2012, Don Lucero married his partner of 32 years. She, Evelyn Lucero, unfortunately passed away in March of 2016. Today, Don Lucero lives in Augusta, Maine, and we will celebrate his birthday, his 100th birthday, next week on June 7th. And I just want to let you know, if you live near, there's information in the links. In his honor, a wonderful advocate for our military heroes, Joy Louis Ascension, along with other family members, have organized a drive-by parade on Sunday, May 6th. So there's going to be the fire department and the police department, and it's just going to be a drive-by, waving flags, waving signs, in honor of Nano's 100th. I posted all the info in the links. Again, if you feel like sending a birthday card, please do. Thank you, Don, for your service. Without further ado, well, not without further ado, if you have someone special in your life, your family, whether it's your blood family or not, that you would like to honor on Memorial Day, please just share their names with us so we can all kind of take that in. Oh, we'd love that. All right, people. Without further ado, we're going to have some weather. Do we have a Kelly Bedwell in the house? Do we have a Kelly Bedwell in the house? Or in the outside or somewhere?
Yes. Hold on.
She's coming very shortly. I can hear.
Oh.
I see her.
We need to
Hello?
tell her to flip the
Hey,
phone.
flip your phone if you don't mind, because you're sideways again. So just, if you don't mind, just hold it and flip it. Yeah. We're going to have we're having Murphy's Law today. Just some strange things, some strange sightings happening. But we are going to have a weather report in a moment, even if it's sideways.
Can I go like this?
Yeah, is that working, Tay?
Yep.
Yeah. Kelly Bedwell, come on. Oh, now you're upside down. There you go.
Bad afternoon. This is Kelly Bedwell reporting to you from WKFU, your Brooklyn weather station. Is
Beautiful.
everything copacetic?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, well, look, there's something wrong with my headphones. And what's really interesting is there's a Jewish school right next to the big guy. And then people walking by were staring at me. And then they herded all the kids back into the school. And it's just like finally, and then obviously I was locked out of the show. So I don't know what happened, but I decided to go back inside because it's just very weird. I mean, I can understand any suspicious activity outside of the school, and I guess I look suspicious, but still. Anyway, the weather is weird. It's been very nice, and then it got really hot, and then it's gonna get cold, like high in the 50s. So I don't know what's going on. Probably climate change. Anyway, I have some information about that. Yesterday, in the span of a few hours, 3 victories for climate change activists. The Royal Dutch Shell Company lost in court to Friends of the Earth, Netherlands. I'm reading sideways.
Awesome.
And more than 17,000 citizen co-plaintiffs. The court said that Shell has helped drive the dangerous climate change in order them to cut its own CO2 emissions and those of its suppliers and customers by 45% by the end of 2030. Then ExxonMobil lost a fight to its own shareholders, and 2 climate change activists were elected to serve on the board of directors. Then Chevron, and the icing on the cake, Ford Motor Company anticipates that 40% of its global vehicle volume will be fully electric by 2030. So, all this protesting and everything, it works.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll live to see the day when it's just a better world. But I can tell you right now, electricity is the way. Don't buy anything. Don't buy yourself a gas stove or a gas anything. And next car, get an electric car, or else you're going to be left in the dust. Anything else on this wonderful broadcast for me?
Yeah. Beautiful day. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going to go for a little walk now after I go put all my suspicious trappings back upstairs. Anyway, this is Kelly Bedwell reporting to you for WKFU, New York weather.
Thank you, Kelly. And everybody, go to Kelly's website because she's got some beautiful music up there. Yes, indeed. Besides being our weather woman, she's a great singer. Thanks, Kel.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. We're going to bring on our musical guest. Tay, what do you need?
I was just gonna push that a little closer. There you go.
Okay. So I don't remember when I first heard Andy's music. I guess it was probably the Drifting video that kind of went kind of crazy all over the internet. I think that was 2005. I want to say that was 2005. I don't know. He'll tell me if I'm right. And anyway, he's just one of the funkiest, really beautiful melodic players that I know. I think, to me, Andy stands out in his funkiness and the combination of that and really deep melodic sense. You don't always find those things together, and that's one of the things I love about Andy. And we've run into each other in trade shows or NAMM shows or music messes a number of times, kind of walking in and out of a room, so we haven't really spent a lot of time. But I know from those little bits of encounters and a phone conversation where we did have some good laughs about standard tuning, I think Andy's one of the nicest guys I know. So there you have it. I'm not even going to bother to say any more stuff. Y'all want to hear him play. You want to hear him talk. Andy, come on out. How you doing?
Hey, man. Thank you, Vicki. Man, thanks for having me on today. And that was very kind what you said.
It's all a lie.
Yeah, I became a Vicki Genfan fan back about 2003 when I was in Taiwan, and the guy that brought me there was working closely with Peter Finger over in
Yeah.
Germany, and he had imported your records and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, heard of Vicki Genfan?" I was like, "No, I haven't yet." And he gave me a couple of your albums, and when I got back home, I was blown away. And so, yeah, it's a pleasure to be on here with you, and
Thanks.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I mean, everyone asks the same questions to us, and I always try to think about what can, am I supposed to have an echo when I talk to Andy?
No.
Okay, I'm always trying to think about can you still hear me?
Yes.
No. He can't hear me.
Yes, you can.
No, he can't. Tell me if you
I
can
can
hear
hear
me. Oh, you can?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm talking. Can we talk to anyone? Just trying to think of interesting questions like, are you primarily playing the baritone all the time now, or are you still going back between sixths, regular and baritone?
Yeah, I go back and forth. I love both of them, and so I like to try to take both of those on the road when I can, and the harp guitar too. But then you got baggage fees that ruin your whole tour if you take all that stuff and your suitcase.
I know. Just explain briefly how the baritone guitar is set up, and how it's different than the
Oh yeah,
regular.
sure. It's just like a standard guitar with 6 strings, but the scale length is longer, so you can tune it lower, and the standard tuning for a baritone is a fourth interval lower, so it goes B, E, A, D, F sharp, and B. But you can still play like a E major shape, but it's B major, and E
Right.
major is A major, and so on like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think I first heard that really through Don Ross's music, the baritone acoustic, and I just thought it was great, the cool sound, and I ended up buying a Dan Electro, one of those electric baritones that you
Those
can
are
get.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, with those lipstick pickups, those little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I started on, and then I eventually got an acoustic. Greenfield. I had Michael Greenfield build me one, and yeah, I just love it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um,
Yeah.
I had another question for you, but then I lost it. So, play us something.
Sure. Okay. Well, this is my standard guitar here. Sorry if my camera angle's a little close, but hopefully people can see the guitar a bit if they're interested in that. But in any case, this is a tune called "Common Ground." I wrote the International Fingerstyle Guitar Championships and not quite getting up to first place, and so I went back with this tune trying to move up, and I didn't even get in the top 5 that year. So anyway, hope you dig this tune, "Common Ground."
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nice.
funny, sometimes these live stream things, it's like there's no audience, and you're like, I wonder if they like that.
I liked it. They liked it. I need a little more volume in my headphone overall, please. And so that was a drop D tuning, yeah?
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, yeah, plain old drop D.
Yeah.
The rest is just standard, huh?
Yeah, cool. Do you write mostly in something in standard in a particular tuning? Is it really varied for you?
Yeah, it just varies. I tend to get inspired by trying new tunings out,
Yeah.
and yeah, just seeing like discovering what kind of chord voicings you can do, what kind of melodic things you could do
Right.
at the same time with something going with the left hand. And so yeah, I like to experiment with different tunings. So I think there's one tuning I've used 3 times. It's one I used for Rylan, for my father, and keys to the hover car. Those are all in the same tuning.
Which tuning is that?
Yeah, it's ECDGAD from low to high, which is also like a C6-9 tuning, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I heard, but it's sort of an inverted one with the third interval in the bass. But
Yeah.
it has pretty much a C major with a 6 and a 9 in it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah.
Do you God, I keep having questions and they keep running out my other side of my head. I'm hating that. What was I gonna do? I don't know, Andy. Tell us something fun that happened for you during the pandemic that you just was unexpected.
Oh,
It was hard not
you
to.
just kind of cooped up in the house, so yeah, it just kind of snuck up on me. So I got to get exercise in here soon.
I hear you. I hear you. In that light, though, there's always a positive side.
That's right.
Any new recipes that you want to tell us about that you really dug that you didn't really know about before the pandemic?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's probably
'Cause-
coincides with that. Yeah, I've actually been really enjoying cooking while I've been home. When you're on the road, you don't get to cook.
I
at
love
all.
cooking. I love cooking and eating, so I'm totally with you.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, just the other day, I made this vegetarian pizza with hummus sort of as the sauce, and then
Wow.
spinach, olive, tomato, onion, peppers. Yeah, it was amazing. We made a few pizzas, and that one was the best.
Wow. So no tomato sauce, no red sauce?
No, just hummus.
Interesting. And what kind of crust?
Just plain old. We used King Arthur's flour, and just use. They have a recipe on their website. And we use that. So.
Wow, interesting. So you baked it with the hummus on it. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Just
I might be
get
inspired.
the oven up to 525. Have a big old cast iron skillet, and just throw it in there for 10 minutes.
Wow. Oh man,
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet today, so this is like I never should have asked that question. Ah, Vicki. Okay. What do you got next for us, Andy?
Yeah, I'd like to maybe play you a tune that is on my next release coming out here. And so over the last few years, I've been kind of torn between different ideas. And one thing I'm interested in is, doing some more solo acoustic. Another thing is sort of a retro. I was born in 1979, and so the music that I first really heard and got into was the 80s music.
Yeah.
And I still listen to that stuff all the time and love it. And so I've just had this sort of urge to try to write music that sounds like it was from the 80s lately.
Yeah.
So another thing I'm working on is this really a lot of synthesizer and electric guitar type stuff that sounds like it could be in a film soundtrack from 1986 or something
Beautiful.
like that. Yeah. And another thing is just really relaxed kind of synthesizer music, kind of stuff you might hear at a spa.
Yep.
That doesn't have any guitar in it at all.
Love it.
And another thing is sort of an album of covers. And so I've already wrapped that one up, and it's going to be coming out soon. We're getting the artwork put together, and I'm shooting
Great.
videos next week in Nashville. And it's covers of some of my favorite acoustic guitar tunes and even some electric guitar stuff.
Wow, that's going to be great.
Yeah, kind of different. And I'd like to play you a tune off of that one. And when I was 16 years old, that was when I really started to get fascinated with acoustic guitar. I was really into electric before that, and hard rock, heavy metal, and the virtuoso electric guitar stuff with Joe Satriani, guys like that. And but when I was 16, I saw Preston Reed, and he was the guy that opened my eyes to steel string solo acoustic guitar could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'd like to play you a tune from him that is off of an album from him called Metal. And I've never got to see him play this one live. He doesn't ever really do it, but it's really probably my favorite Preston Reed tune. And it's got so many interesting parts to it and great melody interwoven throughout. And so I'd like to play that for you. It's called Chattanooga.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amy. Nice. Wow. Do you?
Thanks.
That's a low B on the bottom, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about as low as I'll try to go on the standard tuning. And I've this tuning I borrowed from Preston for a couple of my own tunes. Never Grow Old and She are both in this tuning. And from low to high, this one's B G D G A D.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I have a B flat tuning that I use. That low string is so low that you have to be so super careful how you touch it, and if you just put the wrong amount of anything on it, it just takes it way out. So it's very fragile, but we do what we have to do, right?
Yeah, music demands it.
Yeah. Now, what one of the things I find is I learned I came up with what I do percussively before any of you existed, basically, before any of you were born or even considered. And I didn't know Preston Reed. I didn't know Michael Hedges playing. I didn't know anybody. I had seen Leo Kottke as a kid, I didn't see him. My dad loved Leo, so we played Leo. So I had this thing about acoustic, and then I was into Richie Havens and like the strumming thing and the rhythmic aspect of acoustic guitar just, and I was always playing finger picking and stuff like that, but I started to explore the tunings once I heard Joni Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just found my own tunings, and I came up with slap tappy stuff that I do, which is really different than what you do. But maybe because of that, because I didn't really learn it like from the Preston lineage or you or Don Ross, you guys kind of seem to have a similar bunch of techniques. And when I try to do the stuff that you guys are doing, I can't even get close. Example being, I sat in on a class that Preston was teaching at Swananoa Gathering a few years ago, and like by day 2, I was saying to him, I was having arguments with myself, going, "Why are you torturing yourself, Vicki? You do not have to stay in this class. Nobody will think less of you if you get up and leave." It's like I couldn't. The idiosyncrasies that were Preston's, I couldn't get them in my own body without a lot of practice. And I wonder for you, like learning a song like Preston's, did you find that there were a lot of idiosyncrasies that were Preston-esque that were difficult for you? Or are you guys more in a similar group of techniques that it really wasn't that hard?
Yeah, well, I guess since he was just such a big inspiration, and really, like I said, the first guy that made me want to get into acoustic, he had a VHS cassette tape that you could buy from Homespun Tapes. Right. And, I got that and sat and learned, I think, a few of the songs off of there. And so, I just loved it so much. I think I just wanted to be able to do it. It was one of those things like, and I guess that's how I've always kind of learned stuff. When I got into playing guitar, it was, I actually wanted to play guitar initially because I heard Eric Johnson on the radio. Yeah. And he had instrumental Cliffs of Dover, and I was just like so moved by it. And I'd listened to instrumental music before that a bit. I had a few cassettes like from Art of Noise and some film soundtrack stuff. I was like in my 10, 11 years old. I was really into that already. But I never really listened to instrumental guitar, and Cliffs of Dover is a great example, or like Trademark from that album. Mm-hmm. Just I felt so moved by the music, and I was like, this is like magic. Yeah. Why am I like so emotional? He's not even saying anything with words. It's just the music is hitting me so hard, And so I was like, I got to figure out why, and I want to learn what they're doing. And so that translated to like when I heard Preston, it's like I got to learn. Why do I love this so much? Yep. It's just so powerful. It's just one guy with a guitar, and it feels like I kind of know him through his music. It's real personal, and like you too. I mean, like you said, you have your own idiosyncrasies. That's what we all look for, is like when you can tell someone is playing the guitar just from hearing it, you can tell who it is. You know that they're really putting themselves in there. Yeah. And so, I don't think you shouldn't feel weird or anything that you didn't pick up anything from Preston or, because that's what we all want to do, is just kind of develop our own thing. And, and for me, it was like taking stuff from Michael Hedges, Preston Reed, Don Ross. What is it I love about these guys particularly? And then try to, put that into my own stew or whatever. Right.
And it comes out Andy, which it does. Yeah. But it makes sense then because, if the first kinds of stuff you were learning on acoustic was kind of watching Preston's videos, and then it makes sense that those techniques are going to be easier for you.
Yeah.
As opposed to me, because I had no exposure to that kind of playing at all. for way into my career, way into me playing what I do. And so it's like, oh my God, how on earth does he put that little thing right here when he's moving his hand up to here? It's like, I can't do it, But no, I get it. It makes sense. You kind of started with that.
Yeah, it was, I think
really cool.
that's probably right, because I didn't have to unlearn anything. Maybe
Right.
You've already got your own way, and that's cool. So.
Right. Crazy stuff. What's your next song?
Yeah, let me go ahead. I might switch over to the baritone. Got that sitting right here.
Cool.
So.
Y'all, if you have any questions for Andy, write them in the chat.
Yeah.
And please share this. Share this live. We got a couple more songs from Andy, so y'all share it, and you can win an M-Bass, and you can share Andy McKee with your friends. So, got a few more minutes to share. Please do. Thank you.
All right, so this is a tune that I dedicated to my sister, and it was the first tune I wrote for baritone guitar, and so it's simply called Heather's Song.
Yes. Beautiful.
Thank you, Vicki.
Really beautiful. Standard only starting with a low B.
Yep.
Do you ever... Go ahead.
F sharp B. Yeah, B-E-A-D, F sharp B.
Do you ever put that...
Yeah, I do. It's actually one thing that's been kind of fun to do sometimes on the road is do tunes that I've done on standard guitar and put it on the baritone and kind of, yeah, it's kind of fun to hear some of those tunes just in a different way. But let's see, I did a tune called Blue Liquid on baritone that was in a really unusual tuning. Had a C sharp minor 11th tuning.
Yeah, baby. That's my chord.
And but there are quite a few. I guess Ebon Coast is also in standard intervals on the baritone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun just to. I love that low end, and it's just so cool sounding.
It really is beautiful. There's a couple people. First of all, people are clapping and loving you, just so you know.
All right.
And when are you going out on tour? And tell us about your camp.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I've actually got a show next month in Nashville at the City Winery, and that's I think June 23rd, maybe. I'm not sure. It's probably on my website.
Yep.
But the main reason I'm headed to Nashville is to shoot some videos for these next songs coming out. But we figured while I was in town, try to get a gig. So we got that City Winery one. Also playing in Lexington, Kentucky that weekend. And hopefully those are both on my site already. I'm sorry I don't have the details off the top of my head. But then my guitar camp is July 22nd through the 26th at the Hyatt Regency Sonoma in Santa Rosa, California. Mm-hmm. And we've had to kind of change the lineup around a little bit. We had some guys. We were originally just trying to bring the same group that we had booked last year, but some guys can't make it because of travel restrictions and stuff. So we kind of had to rearrange some things. But this year we've got Yvette Young, who's a great guitarist, mostly known, I guess, for her electric stuff, but she also does some great fingerstyle stuff. She has a band called Covet, and they kind of do math rock, I think they call it, which is just sophisticated rock music, I guess.
Yeah, it's great, though. I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got Guitaro 5000 coming down. We got Trevor Gordon Hall, and we've also got Michael Mann that we're going to announce soon. And really, I'd love to get you there, Vicki. Maybe next year if you're not busy in the summertime.
Count me in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We need to make that happen. Yeah, I'd love to get you there because you.
Thank you.
And then I've got some shows later this year. I think they're in December, maybe a couple in August as well. But
great.
Some of them are with my friend Tommy Emmanuel. Some of them are with my friend Trevor Gordon Hall. And yeah, can't wait to go play for people again. It's just feels so good.
Yeah, it's what we do. It's what we need to do. All that stuff you've got a link to Andy's website, so check it.
I'll be there.
Yeah, let's do this last song together. Andy's letting me play on one of his songs. Thank you so much.
Right, yeah, so this is Ebon Coast. You ready to rock out?
Yeah, let me just double check that I'm in tune. Give me something, a chord or something.
Sure. It's an E, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to mute away and see you at the other side.
All right, sounds good.
Ah, you messed me up on that, Andy boy.
I'm sorry.
I so almost had it, but then I didn't.
It's so weird, the time signature thing.
Yeah, Andy just went and like put like a weird measure of 7 in the middle of all that. So good for you. I love that. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And I just noodled on it, and I hope it's okay. Someday you might listen to it and either enjoy
I'm
it
sure,
or not.
yes. Thank you. Yeah, I wish I could hear you while we were doing this, but yeah, I'll have to look back and check it out.
Sometime. I would love to jam with you sometime, for real, where we could both hear each other.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So we'll have to make that happen. Andy, thank you so, so much. Everybody, check out more of Andy's stuff. What was it that got you viral? Was it a Yahoo homepage or AOL, or what was the when Drifting first came out?
It was on YouTube, and then they're still around. It's like DIGG.
Yeah.
And I was just a guitar teacher. It definitely changed my life, and it brought my music to people over the world, and I just couldn't be more grateful for how things turned out. It's just been great.
Yep. I have one final question for you. So imagine that lands, this little spaceship lands, and somebody gets out, some being gets out of the spaceship, and comes over you and basically says, "What are you doing?" How do you answer him?
Trying to connect with other people. That's pretty much it, I guess. With music, I think is it's for me. I've always been a bit awkward. I'm a bit introverted and stuff, and music's always been a way for me to kind of say things that I can't say otherwise. And I try to hit on things that are universal. Emotions and stuff when I play. I think that's more important than technical wizardry or any of that. You got to use that stuff to say something, because I think really music is as close to magic as we have. It's crazy what it can do.
Yeah.
And it can change your entire state of mind and the way you're feeling about the day, just from hearing someone play a song. So I think it's really powerful, and that's why I kind of wanted to dedicate my life to it.
Cool, indeed. So here's to connecting with people.
Yeah.
May we continue
Absolutely.
to do that. Thanks, Andy. I really appreciate your time today and your artistry. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you, Vicki. Anytime.
You bet. All right. We are coming to the end here, and we're going to end with a quote from Maya Angelou. I have found, we're going to get it up in a picture form so you can see it too, but I will say it. I have found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. I have found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. May we give as ourselves. Thanks so much. Next week is our last week until we take a little break until July. Nate Lopez will be sharing his music with us, and we're giving away an M-Bass. You have about 2 seconds to share this live. Kelly Bedwell, thanks to all of you. See you next week. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Andy's got me playing in weird time signatures. Oh, Thursday. See you next week. Oh, see you next week. Oh, oh, sitting on the front porch. Bop down there, thank you, and we'll see you next week on Fun Bobo. Feeling grateful for everybody, grateful right back down. Well, I'm so tired of playing alone. I can't wait to play with some other people for real. Oh, oh, oh. the block a few times, enough to know. Been the butt of jokes, your one girl show.